Well, good Friday evening to you. Usually on Fridays, I like to go into a little weather extra, a little more in-depth about the upcoming weather pattern and some things that you can expect over the next week or so. And I thought it was real important because, as you know, a lot of you know, I'm going to be heading on my Go With Joe trip with viewers from across the area. So hello to all of them. And yes, we're heading to the Caribbean, what is going to be a harsh week across central Pennsylvania. Let's go ahead and take a look at the upper air flow. We'll go ahead and jump in. This is 12 Zulu tomorrow, so tomorrow morning. All right. Upper air flow, this is 500 millibars. We have a trough over the east. And a lot of times when you see a ridge in the western Canada and the western United States, it means warm here. But it's this ridge here that's kind of providing some cold air into Canada. It's loading that cold air up and just fueling it down into our region. And that's going to keep us on the cold side. And you can see this pattern does continue for a while. Now, what concerns me a little bit is this trough digging in here. So I have to say that's something that we have to watch. Now, we do see temperatures rebounding a little bit, and this here is going to cause trouble. We have this trough swinging through. It should be progressive, and that may end up being a little bit of a pattern changing system that we'll talk about in a little bit as a storm system goes along the East Coast. But in the long term, I'm looking and I'm saying, wow, something's got to give. I'm seeing all these lower than usual heights here. That kind of tells me that later in the month we should warm up. Models aren't totally agreeing, and we'll hit temperatures down the road, but that's something that I will be keeping an eye on. So eventually that trough does lift out and we have more ridging coming in later in the month. So, you know, the pattern's not going to hold the entire month, but it is something we are keeping an eye on. So let's go ahead and take a look at the surface. Oops, sorry about that. Here's the surface pattern, and what's going on is we do have this north to northwesterly flow. This is tonight. Let me go ahead and go into tomorrow. This is the GFS. This is tomorrow afternoon. You still have that cold air filtering in from Canada. This is some cold air. From departures from average, this is pretty impressive. Tomorrow's going to be a cold day. Some places not getting out of the teens. You know, the one thing that this cold air is doing is it's taking the next storm system and it is suppressing it to the south. And I'll bring this up again later on this. I really want to bring this up. Oh, trust me, I want to bring this up. Because a lot of people a while ago, forget the storm we just had, they were jumping right up past it and talking about how we were getting feet of snow on Sunday. All right? Let me go to Sunday here. Yeah, we may have a flurry. And again, this coloring is a little off. There may be a flurry. But the storm track way to the south. All right, cold can be your friend this time of the year in keeping that track to the south. And again, people were talking feet. I was getting flooded with people and emailing me and Facebook messaging me about it. So Sunday, no, there's no big storm. Which keep in mind about how that didn't happen in what I'm going to bring up down the road. All right, so here we go. That's Sunday evening. Monday, high pressure over the area. We should have some sunshine early in the day. There's Monday morning. There's Monday afternoon. So what we are going to have to watch is two pieces of energy. We have a low that's cutting through the Midwestern states, another one that is going to be taking on over the East Coast. All right, those usually do bode well for some snow across parts of the northeastern United States. Monday during the day, not much going on. Monday night, some snow. Now this is one model, GFS model. Holds two pieces, one here, the other one taking over. Sometimes we kind of get in this zone with not much in between the two, but the GFF says, yeah. And that handoff happens, and the western energy just feeds into it, and we do have some snow. And this is Tuesday evening. The snow's wrapping up, a gusty wind Tuesday night, and the cold air gets reinforced. And this is a cold weather pattern through next week. All right, so that's the GFS model. Let me go ahead and jump on over. Here's the European. All right, and let's start off here. And let's see here. So this is Saturday morning. Okay, there's that flow from Canada, the cold air. We all know. Saturday, cold day. Saturday evening. Sunday evening, high pressure moving on in. wind calming down, won't be quite as cold Sunday. This is Monday morning, Monday afternoon. Notice weaker system in the Midwest, more taking off along the East Coast. So there is difference. There's Monday evening. Western system collapses. System along the coast is the one that's winning out. Here's Tuesday morning. And then Tuesday evening. It takes the storm off the coastline more and still has some energy here and still has some snow here, but nowhere near the same thing. So let's see. This is Tuesday evening on the European. We get to Tuesday evening here on the GFS. All right. Let's go Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday afternoon, snow here in central Pennsylvania. The low just south of Long Island and European. Low farther to the south, less reflection off to the east. I mean, it still has some snow here. So they both have some kind of system moving through the European a little bit farther to the east. All right, this is an ensemble forecast, which means you run a model over and over again with slightly different initialization. And you can see.
Are you live?
Oh, yes, I have.
Hi, everybody.
Wow, okay. Jimmy Baker just scared me, and you can see that, so we'll keep that on. All right, anyway, and here we go through, and this is an ensemble, so it's really just showing a little bit of snow, and this is flurry activities through Sunday. All right, so now let's go to that system. And yeah, there we go on Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. So the ensemble has a fair amount of snow here, 6 inches. Some have less, some have more. This is an average. This is a pretty impressive event, especially for east of us, the way it looks right now. Now, don't go just off of these numbers. Let me point out something. This is one of the maps that was sent to me. And most of this was supposed to fall on Sunday. This is what was shown to me. Look at that, 35 inches in Altoona. It didn't have much with the system last night. This was mostly going to be on Sunday. And people were passing that along. It was all over the internet. This was one run. Let me show you the next run. Nothing. Okay? Look, that's how much, when you're talking, and this was a forecast put out on the 4th. So this was about 6 days in advance. Pretty close to where we're talking about now. Look at how the models can change. And again, these are not for now. This is what was supposed to happen on Sunday. Again, let me point out Sunday to you. A little bit of rant here. And yeah, not much at all. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. I have something else on here I want to show you. I hope it goes. There we go. All right, so this is a probability situation. Let me go ahead, and we don't want a probability. I can tell you right now, the probability of 80 degrees is pretty small for a while. So let's go ahead and go to the points. This is by Tuesday evening. The probability of 3 inches or more. And I agree with this. I mean, there's a system to the west, a system to our east. There's plenty of cold air. The odds of getting 3 inches of snow, pretty good. And out of all the ensembles, it's saying, okay, we're in that 50 to 70% range, which again, 50% is a coin toss. That's 50-50. You say heads, it's tails. I mean, it's the opposite. So, I mean, but, that's saying, okay, there's a fair chance of at least 3 inches of snow. Let's go to 6 inches. Goes down a good bit. Obviously, that's an obvious thing. I mean, but it's still there. So there's a chance. Chance of 12. Chance is there, mostly to our east. So I guess the moral of my story is it's really early. But the thing that we know for sure. Oh, and let's go ahead. Actually, before I wrap this up, let me go ahead. Let's go to And 5-day average temperatures compared to average to normal, for some of you are saying this. This should pop up here fairly soon. Okay, here we go. Come on. There we go. All right, so this is the average temperature anomaly, how far from average in Celsius. So it's going to be, you're not going to get that many change. A degree Celsius is a couple of degrees Fahrenheit. So it's showing days 0 through 5. All right, this snow we're not certain of yet, though I'm pretty certain that Monday night to Tuesday we're going to have some. But there's all this talk of this huge storm, and again, let's remind everyone where I got flooded with showing 3 feet of snow for a day that was going to have nothing. So, when you're talking about snowfall amounts that far in advance, all it has to do is shift. And again, the storm went way to our south. We got nothing. We're getting nothing on Sunday. All right, but the one thing I am certain on is cold. So here's cold day 0 through 5, the next 5 days. Yeah, we're talking 10 degrees Celsius below average. That's significant. Let's go 5 to 10. Still cold. So next week is going to be a cold week. And let's go day 10 to 15, the cold weakening. And that's my point. If you remember early on, I said I was looking at the upper air flow, and my gut feeling is it's going to turn around the second half of the month. But next week is going to be a cold month for sure. We are watching the potential of a system bringing some snow. I'm not going to sit there and say monster. It's too early. If someone says monster, they're trying to grab your attention. If you want to give it to them, that's fine. I'm not in the practice of doing that. But there is going to be some snow next week, and Monday night into Tuesday looks like the best shot. It's going to be cold all next week. And then we may be pulling out after that. All right? I will talk to you later. This was a long one. Hopefully a lot of you made it through. Have yourself a great night, great weekend. And I may give you an update before I get on the cruise ship, but we'll see. My internet will be shut off once we're on that Go With Joe trip, and you can think about it for maybe next year.